What does it take to become Cavalier in Marvel Contest of Champions? Endless hours in the arena? Hundreds of dollars to spend on revives? The favor of the gods? This is my progression guide for Marvel Contest of Champions in 2023. In this video, I'm going to take you from your peasant 1-star Spider-Man all the way to slaying that 616 Sentinel and claiming that sweet, sweet Cavalier badge. Before we get into this video, go ahead and comment where you're currently at in the game. What is your progression? Are you Challenger, Contender, Proven, Conqueror? Are you currently Uncollected and you're hoping to watch this video to gain some insights on how to get to Cavalier? I don't know. Let me know. All right, the first thing you're going to want to do as soon as you pick up the game, before you do anything else, you're going to want to play Act 1. Fully explore that 100%. Also do Act 2, fully explore that 100%, and then go to Act 3 and fully explore that 100%. All three of these acts are fairly simple. You're not going to have much to deal with, much of a learning curve. It's all pretty basic stuff right at the beginning of the game. You are going to need to learn how to level up your champions and how to fight a little bit. In Act 1, you should be able to unlock the parry mastery, and I don't know exactly when it is, but somewhere in Act 2 and Act 3, when you get to level 11, you're going to want to unlock the dexterity mastery. Between those two, you should be totally fine moving on to Act 4. The reason you want to 100% all of these is because in Act 1, when you 100%, you're going to get a 3-star Captain America. When you beat Act 2, you're going to get a 3-star Nexus Hero Crystal, as well as when you 100% it, you're going to get 2 more 3-star Nexus Hero Crystals. And then Act 3, you're gonna get 1,000 4-star Hero Crystal Shards for doing that. And then for exploring the Chapter 1 and exploring Chapter 2, you're gonna get 500 4-star Hero Crystal Shards, and that is gonna equal 2,000, which is gonna be a 4-star. Plus, you get for just beating the act, you're also just gonna get a full 4-star Hero Crystal Shard, which means that by the time you finish Act 3, you should have quite a few 3-star champions and 2 4-star champions. On top of that, each of these acts give a ton of units for exploration. That was Act 3 with 250. You get 100 here for beating it and 150 here. Now, do not spend your units trying to buy new champions. It's a waste of units. What you should be using your units on is leveling up your masteries. I said that you can get a 3-star Captain America as early as 100% exploring Act 1. But before you do that, you could even join an alliance. Joining an alliance is going to give you a free 3-star Hero Crystal. And also, if you connect your Kabam account or make a Kabam account, you're going to get a free premium Hero Crystal, which gives you a chance at getting a 4-star. In order to level up your champions, you're going to need to use ISO. Early on, you should be getting plenty of ISO as you run through, and 3 stars and below don't use very much ISO. But you're going to want to put these into your champions. After that, you're going to need to rank them up, and when you do need to rank them up, you need Catalyst. In order to do that, you go to the daily quests that I just clicked on, and you can go play in the Catalyst Vault or the Proving Grounds. Both of these are very good to do. They reset every single day and give you plenty of rewards. If you need Tier 1 Basic, Tier 2 Basic, or Tier 3 Basic, you do Easy, Medium, or Hard difficulty in the Proving Grounds. And for class Catalysts, Tier 1 is for Easy, Tier 2 is Medium, and Tier 3 is Hard. I would not worry about Expert. You shouldn't need to do Expert. And by the time you are trying to level up champions that need the Tier 4 Catalysts, you should be getting those other ways anyway. However, if you do really want to do the Expert difficulty just to get a little bit more, it's decent. It's just extra stuff. Once you finish Act 3, just beating it, not 100% exploring it, just the beating of it counts. You will unlock the title of Proven. And what Proven allows you to do is play in the Proven difficulty for the monthly EQ. Now, I would highly suggest that you do this if you're not ready to move on to Act 4, or even if you are in Act 4 and you're just wanting to get more champions because Act 4 maybe got a little bit hard for you. Every month there is going to be a new monthly champion. This month it is Taskmaster, and you're going to get that as a 4-star. On top of that, 100%ing it is going to give you 2,500 5-star Hero Crystals from right here. You're going to get another 1,000 4-star Hero Shards for completing it. Here's some more 5-star Hero Crystals and some more 4-star Hero Crystal Shards. So as you're playing through, you might want to look at doing the Proven difficulty for the monthly EQ. The monthly EQ is not the only place you can get good rewards this early on. If you go to the side quests, a lot of times side quests offer really good rewards. I'm not entirely sure how this side quest works yet. I have not looked at it yet. But let's just go to threat level 2, which I would assume would be for Proven, and look at some of the rewards that you may be able to get. These are decent rewards. I'm not entirely sure how this side quest works, but side quests are a hit or a miss. if you're looking at your side quests and you think, hey, these have really good rewards, they probably really do. Usually side quests can give you really good rewards per the difficulty. So check out the side quest as well and do the highest level of side quests that you can. If you're needing units to set up your masteries a little bit better, or if you just need to buy some more revives to push through some hard content, you can go to the multiverse arenas right here, and you're going to have summoner trials unlocked. That's the only one you're going to have unlocked, but it is the best way to get units. If you see right here, every milestone that you reach is going to give you 13 credits, or 13 units. I don't know why I said credits. As well as some premium hero crystal shards. These premium hero crystal shards stack up nicely and will start giving you some plenty of ISO every time you dupe a 2-star. But mainly they're here for the units. Now you're also going to be getting battle chips, and battle chips can also give you units when you go and buy the arena crystals with them. But just doing these and getting these units, that's actually quite a few units. Plus, if you can get ranked in the ranked rewards, you could start getting a lot more 4-star hero crystal shards. Even if you're just at just the top 100%, which is just 150,000 points, which I don't know how easy that'll be for you to get there or when you should be able to get there, but just play in the arena occasionally, try to get some milestones, try to see how high you can get, and you should be ranking and getting some extra rewards and lots and lots and lots of units. Moving on, the next thing that you need to do is Act 4. Act 4 is not too difficult. It is definitely a step up in difficulty from Act 3, but again, not that much more. You're just going to have to make sure that you get your champions ranked up. By this point, you should have, starting Act 4, you may only have a couple of 4-stars, but by the time you end Act 4, you'll probably have a full team of 4-stars and maybe even some 5-stars, and your 4-stars may even be max rank. Maybe rank 4, maybe even still only rank 3. That's okay. That's probably around where you're going to want to be though, having some high level 4-stars and maybe some rank 2 or rank 3 5-stars by the time you beat Act 4. There's not a lot to talk about in Act 4, except it is long. There are 24 quests. There's 4 chapters, 6 quests each, 24 total quests, and they are kind of long too, so it is going to take a long time to get through this. I do not suggest that you try to go for exploration on this until I mean maybe not ever. I don't know if it's worth it anymore. The rewards for exploration on this are not that good compared to the difficulty and how long it takes and how much energy it costs. As you can see here, just completing it gives you a full 4-star crystal, and then exploring it gives you also a full 4-star hero crystal. Not really good. I think they need a buff of Act 4 exploration rewards. I do not recommend it unless you really need the resources, or if you are wanting to try to set up your mastery setup a specific way, because fully exploring each chapter is going to give you another mastery point. Moving on into Act 5. Act 5 is quite a bit of a step up from Act 4. I said Act 4 is a little bit of a step up from Act 3, but Act 5 is significantly more of a step up than Act 3 to Act 4. In this quest, the first quest you're going to fight, you're going to have to deal with some new nodes. While you are fighting or all the way through Act 4, you are coming across some nodes that do increase like maybe some damage or some attack, but for the most part, you're not coming across anything. I think you do have to fight somebody with a mesmerized node, but that's not even that difficult either. Whereas here, in Act 5, the first quest, you're going to have to be dealing with all of these extra nodes. So Enhanced Fury and Enhanced Armor Up. Those are local nodes just on this war machine, but these global nodes are where it really starts to hurt. So first of all, Flare. Flare is quite annoying. You gain a huge amount of attack, but you take 100% of your health as direct damage over 60 seconds, which means that you have 60 seconds to fight, minus however much health you take from block damage or just getting hit. It's pretty annoying, and some of these nodes are quite annoying. But then also, this is the kicker, warning, a third special attack has been activated. This means that you're going to have to learn how to bait out of your opponent's specials or use some power control in some way. You're going to have to learn to not push the defenders all the way to their special 3. And that is a little bit of a learning curve, but you got this. You can do it. Now, not every quest in Act 5 has that flare node. I believe 511 and 513 have the flare node, but as far as I remembered, the rest of them don't have the flare node. It's just those 2 quests However, each quest does have its own special node. Weaponized has, I believe, it's called Breakthrough, which gives them a lot of armor rating. But as you hit them, you're going to strip off some of that armor rating. So eventually, you're going to actually be armor breaking them quite a bit, reducing their armor by a lot, and dealing a lot more damage than you necessarily should be, without the cost of like flare, without any degen. That's just it. They start with high armor, and then every time you hit them, as it's yeah. So 511 looks like it's going to be very difficult because of the flare node and because of the warning node. But all you really need to do is just push through 511, get past the flare node, and then 512 with breakthrough is going to seem really easy. Then you're back to 513 with the flare node, and then after that you should be done with flare. However, I do believe, I think, is it Dark Angel? Let's look. Let me look here. I think Dark Angel has this has brute force. This says if the attacker hasn't landed a hit in 6 seconds, they take direct damage, losing 100% of their total health over 30 seconds. So this node is it is annoying, and it just means you have to play aggressive. You can play these matches without losing any of your health from the brute force node. Because if you're aggressive enough, it's just every 6 seconds you got to make sure that you do hit the opponent so that you don't take that degen damage. So overall, 5-1 is quite a bit of a step up from all of Act 4, with the fact that you're having to learn how to play against different nodes and in each different quest, as well as having to learn how to bait out the opponent's specials so that you don't accidentally push them to their special 3 and get killed by an unblockable attack. But chapter 1 should not be too hard. Now chapter 2, this is where if you beat chapter 2, abrogation is the last quest. If you beat that quest, then you're going to become uncollected. This is I would say the first major milestone in the game, and you definitely want to try to push to this. Now, Weird Science, Strange Bedfellows, and the Dawn, not too difficult as far as quests go. They feel around the same difficulty as all of the ones in chapter 1. But Lines in the Sand, which is 524, that's where you get the node Masochism, and Masochism is really rough to play around. Basically, every time you try to debuff the opponent, they're going to regen for 5% of their HP and immediately purify that debuff. This goes on cooldown for 7 seconds after it gets activated. This node is really annoying, and it's also a very long level. I don't know why they made it so long. It feels it's way worse than all the other levels. Once you push through and beat 524, and it took me a long time to beat it on my most recent free-to-play account. You can go back and watch me play this. It took me a long time to beat this, and I know a lot of people get stuck on this. So if you got stuck on 524, do not worry. It is definitely one of the harder levels, and actually it's kind of interesting. 525 feels a lot easier after you beat 524, as well as abrogation. Now abrogation is going to be easier as far as getting through the quest than 524 is. However, the boss, the collector that you're going to have to beat to become uncollector, is you've never fought anything like this guy. He's completely different than even the Maestro that you had to fight in Act 4. He's definitely a really fun boss, and you need to maybe look up some guides on how to fight him. If you guys want to get me to make a guide, I can maybe put together a guide, but there's plenty out there. He's been around for years and years and years. There's lots of people who have done a how to fight the collector guide. After you become uncollected, you're probably going to be a level 40, 45. I don't actually know if there's any need for the level anymore. I think that they changed that. At least right here, it's telling me that Summoner level 1 is the requirement, but you do need to be uncollected to do the uncollected difficulty. Now, I did forget to mention the Conqueror difficulty. The Conqueror difficulty looks pretty good as well. You should definitely be running this as well as the Proven difficulty. Every single month, these give you some good rewards. If you don't need to run Proven difficulty, try to do Conqueror and Uncollected. If you've only got time for 1 or 2, maybe go for like full completion on all of them, or maybe only go for like 1 to 100%. I don't know. The rewards for these chapters are not super great. I would not suggest that you try to go for 100% exploration on these. I as you can clearly see, I still haven't even gotten full 100% exploration on all of Act 4, and I'm almost Paragon. It's just not worth it unless you want to do it for completionist's sake. Definitely do it, but otherwise I'm not going to worry about it for a little while until I do want to come back for completionist's sake. But just like Act 4, the rewards seem a little bit lackluster for where we're at in the game and where you're probably at with your personal account. By the time you beat Act 5 Chapter 2, by the time you become Uncollected, you're probably going to have a few 6 stars. If not, then you're flying through the game. If you don't have any 6 stars by the time you beat Act 5 Chapter 2, you're probably really pushing it, really getting far. So if you don't have it, don't feel like you got gypped. You're probably just better at the game than some other people are. But yeah, you're going to start getting some 6-star shards from here, as well as from the event quest. Just look at the rewards here and do what you think you need the most of. However, once you do get Uncollected, you are going to start getting some of these 6-star hero crystal shards. And 6-star hero crystal shards are obviously how you get your 6 stars. As well as you can see right here for exploration, you're going to get some 5 stars. So if you need some more 5 stars, you can do that. I have skipped over getting some of these catalysts. So there's some tier 2 alphas, as well as some more tier 2 alpha fragments. And over here you have some tier 1 alphas right here on the Conqueror difficulty, as well as some more of these tier 4 basics. And these will just help you rank up your 4 stars as well as your 5 stars. I don't think you need tier 2 alphas for any 4 stars, but you definitely need tier 4 basics, as well as these are all tier 4 class catalyst crystals. These are really nice as well. So you need these for I believe rank 4 and rank 5 4 stars, as well as ranking up I think all the 5 stars. I'm not entirely sure if you can get to rank 2 without some tier 4 class catalysts. But either way, if you need them, come do some of these. They're not too difficult to complete as far as like the exploration. It is just going to take a little bit of time. The quests aren't too long, but they do take some energy. So if you don't have energy refills, that's okay. You can just run through. But yeah, and I believe all of these do give some units as well for completing and exploring. And if you really need some extra units, maybe you can auto fight some of these lower level quests, because yeah, so this is just the easiest quest possible. It's got 3 paths. You can definitely auto fight these to just get a few more units every month. Not a lot, but a little, in case you really need those units. Again, still do not buy any crystals with units to try to get new champions. It's not worth it. Not at all. I mean, unless you're just like super rich and you use $100 bills as toilet paper or something, I wouldn't suggest it. Don't do it. Just don't. Real quick, I'm actually filming this after I've edited almost the entire video, but I forgot to mention that after you become Uncollected, you do unlock Battlegrounds right here. Battlegrounds are really cool. They're really awesome. It's a good way to get some good rewards. The way Battlegrounds works is you build together a deck of 30 champions, and then you fight against other people. Currently, I am in gold 2 right here, and there's certain nodes you have to deal with. Right now it's electric defense and hit me, I dare you. And I know that a lot of people don't actually like the Battlegrounds meta right now. I personally enjoy it, but that doesn't matter. You do get a lot of rewards from it. Right here you've got some of these recurring rewards. Every 48 hours you get some rewards like this to get just 200 trophy tokens for just playing a little bit. And the trophy tokens are actually really good if we go look at the Battlegrounds rewards. One of the things that I really like about this is the best way to get tier 4 class catalyst. It does cost 150, but that's a tier 4 class catalyst selector. You can just buy whatever tier 4 class catalyst you want for only 150, and every 48 hours you get 200 for just playing the game a couple of times, even if you lose. And then, but on top of that, like if you need more 5% tier 5 class catalyst fragments, or if you need, I wouldn't suggest you buy these because you can get tier 4 basics pretty cheap in the glory store. But yes, here's some tier 3 alpha. Here's some tier 6 basic. Although this is saying that you do need to be Thronebreaker to get those, as well as Thronebreaker to get this. But either way, once you do get Uncollected, it would serve you to maybe start trying to look at this. I mean, these are pretty cheap. 1,000 5-star hero crystal shards for only 100 of these. Like they're pretty good, as well as some sig stones. So I do suggest you get into Battlegrounds at least a little bit and start getting some rewards. Just playing it and your alliance playing it, you should start getting some rewards. And the Battlegrounds like event rewards are also pretty good. The solo rewards just give a bunch of, at least for me, give a bunch of 6-star hero crystal shards. And as far as ranked rewards go, ranked rewards are pretty decent. Lots of 6-star hero crystal shards for these. Let's see here. Yeah, that's not too bad. But the alliance rewards are really good as well. You have the milestone rewards, which give you extra trophy tokens and extra elders marks and stuff like that. And then the ranked rewards are really good as well. Let's see here. I think like top 50%. That's not bad. 4,000 trophy tokens is not bad at all. Even if you're only in the top 100%, 1,000 trophy tokens just for playing Battlegrounds, which in my opinion is the best game mode at the moment. So I don't know, check it out. I forgot to mention that you should be in an alliance. Alliances are really good for progression, and you should be trying to get into the highest alliance that you could possibly get into. If you're in an alliance with friends, that's fine, but you're definitely going to be losing out on some rewards. One of the main rewards that you get from the alliance is glory out of doing your alliance quests. And glory is very, very useful. You can see I have 1,000 glory right here, but every single week I get about, I believe it's 4,200 glory from my alliance quest. From my alliance, and as you can see here, there's a bunch of rank up materials. If you need some more tier 4 basics, again, I get about 4,200 glory every week. You can buy a tier 4 basic for only 30 glory right here. On my free-to-play account, I created a brand new alliance, joined that. We ran just map, I think it was map 2, 5 days a week. It wasn't a lot, just one battle group, and I was getting about 1,100 glory every week. 1,100 glory for this, just from map 2, super good. So definitely join an alliance, definitely be running alliance quests, and you're going to be getting a lot of glory. And that is, I think this might be the best way to get some higher level rank up resources. I mentioned that early on you could be doing the daily quest, the Proving Grounds and the Catalyst Vault, but once you start needing tier 4 rank materials and higher, glory is the way to go. Now, chapter 3 is very annoying. It's one of my least favorite, or it's probably my least favorite chapter so far. I am almost done with all of Act 7. I have not yet started on Act 8, but currently there's only one chapter in Act 8 that's fully been released, and then chapter 2 in Act 8 is in beta. And so far, from what I can tell, chapter 3 of Act 5 is a lot of people's least favorite chapters. It's not that difficult, especially if you have the roster for it. But the thing that really makes it super annoying is in each quest, there is a node that says that all champions suffer minus 50% attack except for of a specific class. So for this first quest, the game begins anew. The one with the Mordo boss, it's Mystic. Mystic is the class that you're going to want to be trying to use. You have Tech on quest number 2. You have Mutant on quest number 3. Cosmic, Skill, and then I don't know why they used Green Goblin as a Tech champ, because they already had Tech in quest number 2. They should have had a Science. I believe Science is the last one, because that's the only one that's missing. You can tell because of the class that the boss is. Mordo's Mystic, that's the Mystic quest. Howard the Duck is Tech, that's the Tech class. But so you're just going to need a roster that either has some really powerful champions like Hercules or Ghost or Archangel that doesn't really care if they have a minus 50% attack rating, or you're going to need a champion of the correct class. A good Mystic for quest number 1, a good Tech for quest number 2, and so on and so forth. It's very annoying just because if you have a limited roster, you're gonna feel like you're not dealing that much damage at all, because you're really not going to be dealing that much damage with the wrong champions. But overall, from what I can remember, I don't actually think it's that hard. You just need to have the right class of champions. And then chapter number 4. Chapter 4 is actually probably my favorite chapter of this act. As you can see, this is one. I only have 2 chapters completed. At chapter 1, which is definitely the easiest of the 4, and then chapter 4, which is my favorite of the 4. This one's actually fun. I honestly actually don't even remember why I thought it was so much fun. But I do remember enjoying the last quest, Fight the Power. I do remember enjoying going through that. The nodes were different. They were a little fun. I mean, you had to deal with like I think rage nodes and stuff like that. I think this was the first time that I had to deal with stuff like that, and I thought it was a lot of fun. As well as the Ultron boss, the classic Ultron right there. That was a fun boss as well. Nothing too crazy, but definitely something fun to be like, okay, I'm gonna bring in the right counter, stuff like that. There's some cheese things that you could do with it. I don't know if you can still cheese it with like, I'm pretty sure I've seen like things like a 3-star Nebula, being able to cheese that that Ultron boss, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, chapter 4, it's definitely not the easiest of them all. It's definitely harder than chapter 1, and probably like in all like the way that the nodes actually work, it's probably technically harder than chapter 3 as well. But you have a lot more of a varied roster available to you, so it might feel a little bit easier than chapter 3. I don't know. But yeah, so chapter 4 overall, not that bad. If you've been able to make it through chapter 3, you should definitely be able to make it through chapter 4. And then once you do make it through chapter 4, obviously you're going to get the completion rewards. But again, I do not suggest that you go back and try to do exploration at this point. It's not worth it. And once you beat Act 5, you are 1 chapter with 6 quests away, 6 bosses away from becoming Cavalier. And Cavalier is that's when things get crazy. Uncollected is the first major milestone. Cavalier is probably the most important milestone. Act 6. I think Act 6 is a little bit... It's probably... so Act 5 is quite a bit of a step up from Act 4. Act 6 is not necessarily that much more of a step up from Act 5, but again, they make the first quest seem really difficult, and the rest of them aren't as bad as the first quest, or at least once you beat the first quest, the rest of them don't feel like they're as hard as it was the first time you tried to beat the first quest. So in Act 5, the first quest had that flare node, which was just regen or degen that just was placed on you. There's no way to get around it. In Act 6, the first quest is a no retreat node, which means that if you dash back, there's going to be I believe it's a 2-second timer. And if you dash back again while you're in that timer, then you're going to start degenning based on the opponent's attack rating. So you're going to really have to play champions or in a way where you're not dashing back a lot. If you are, you're going to be taking a lot more block damage. So maybe look at champions with high block proficiency. Or something else like that. Ghost is really good for this quest. You dash back once, let them hit into your phase, and you hit into them, things like that. It is hard and it's difficult, and also the boss of this quest is a monster, Sabretooth. Sabretooth is got some crazy, I mean, he's hard to avoid normally when you can. Like when you don't have the no retreat node, he's already hard to avoid. I get clipped a lot on him on his specials and stuff like that. So you're just gonna have to play him differently. And he also has quite a big. I think the main things that he's got is the regen. I think that's the biggest issue. So you're gonna want to bring somebody that can either out damage the regen, like Hercules or Ghost, or somebody who can block the regen, like Archangel. Archangel will be able to block that regen and be able to just melt him away. But I would probably say that your biggest issue coming into this is not necessarily going to be the nodes. It's actually going to be the restriction. As you can see here, you can only use 5 stars or 6 stars. I assume that later this year, I think in the spring, they said that they were going to be releasing 7-star champions. I assume that when 7-star champions are introduced, they're going to add to this requirement that you can use 7 stars in here. I think it'd be silly if they restrict that. But you can't use 4 stars or below, which means that if you did have a 4-star Archangel that you relied on a lot in Act 5, you can't use that 4-star Archangel to take out the Sabretooth. And that was where I was at when I did this. So I had to, I believe I literally just had to out damage him with my 5-star Ghost. I think that's what I did because I had a 4-star Archangel and I annoyingly just couldn't use him against this Sabretooth. But yeah, so this first quest, a lot harder. I honestly don't remember all of these other quests. I do know that 615, that Crossbones is rough, and then Sentinel obviously is a little rough. He's obviously the gatekeeper of the Cavalier title, but there's plenty of guides on those two champions as well as, and I also think that a couple of years ago, Act 6 as a whole got nerfed a little bit, so those champions might actually be easier than they were 2 years ago when I did them. I can't believe it's been over 2 years since I became Cavalier. It might even be like 3 years ago since I became Cavalier. I don't know. But yeah, so once you beat this, you're gonna be Cavalier, and that's gonna open up a lot more things for you. First, real quick, let's look at the rewards. Now, I like these rewards. I don't think they're that bad, but I honestly don't think that it's worth it for me to spend my my time, my energy, and maybe even some units to beat out this and get some exploration rewards. But the completion rewards, no, they're not that bad. You get, I mean, half of a 5-star. You get some, what is this? 5-star rank up gem. 5-star rank up gems are nice. Some smaller cats and stuff like that. Not too great, but the main thing that you are getting is that Cavalier badge. This one right here, and that's going to unlock a lot of things for you. One of the main things that the Cavalier badge will unlock for you is the Cavalier difficulty in the monthly EQ. Now, if you'll notice, every time you get to a new title, I always like to comment on, hey, go check out the monthly EQ, because the monthly EQ actually does have some pretty good rewards, and it is also recurring content, which means every month they're going to put out a new event quest, and so you can get these rewards every single month. Which is really awesome. And also, I'm pretty certain that all of these rewards just got buffed, as well as them adding the new Thronebreaker difficulty. But I'm pretty sure these rewards just got buffed as well this month. This is January of 2023 that I'm recording this. And you can see here the rewards that you could be getting every single month just for completion but every time you explore it, that's 10% of a tier 5 class catalyst, which means that after 10 months just from exploring this, you could get a full tier 5 class catalyst, which is going to give you maybe your first rank 3 6-star. But on top of that, here's some tier 5 basics, here's some tier 2 alphas, and that should help you rank up your 5 stars and your 6 stars some more. But yeah, overall, these are really good rewards to keep doing every single month. You can do them. As soon as you beat Cavalier, you're probably not going to be able to fully 100% these, but make sure that if you can't fully explore 100% Cavalier, maybe do completion on Cavalier, and then go back and fully explore Uncollected or something like that. And I would suggest that you try to complete the highest difficulty one that you can, and if you can't explore that, explore the one right underneath it. So I think that would be the best bet. But now that you're Cavalier, I still don't suggest that you actually buy crystals, but if you do, I still don't suggest that you do it. But now you're at the point where if you really did want to use your hard-earned units on buying crystals, trying to get more champions, now is where you can with the Cavalier crystals. Here you can see now there is a chance to get 6-star heroes. It's a 3% chance. Well, this is a 3.6% chance, and it costs 300 units. But honestly, these crystals are actually pretty decent, and I've gotten quite a few 6 stars from Cav crystals, as well as like over here, Cavalier Teamwork Dreamwork crystals. I've gotten 2, 3. I'm not entirely sure how many 6 stars I've gotten just this month out of these, but I've gotten a few. And so yeah, that's where now you are at the point where maybe buying some crystals would be okay if you really wanted to. But I still don't suggest that you do it unless, of course, you've got money. I don't know. Still don't suggest you do it. But now you can. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you need to learn how to fight better, go ahead and watch this video right up here. It's going to be here on my left eventually, right now.